Uh, so please switch on your cameras if you can do it. I want to welcome my master students and also our external guests for the project intro lecture. So today we have one more day for the intro lectures, and we will speak about different strategic analysis. Here are some external participants and my master students of the major international management. We will talk about 1 hour and a half, and afterwards we will continue just with master students. What can I tell? So my name is Victoria Sergeyevna Bilyeva, and I am senior lecturer of the Department of the Chair International Economics and Management, and I'm lecturer of the Modern Strategic Analysis. I want to tell you that today is a really special day for university, and today we have our anniversary. Today it's 100 years. Today is birthday of Ural Federal University. 100 years. We have something like jubileum lecture, and of course, because of pandemic and all these problems, there is no such a great celebration as it could be, but we have a lot of different online activities, so if you want, you can participate. Okay, so it's time to start, and if you have, thank you very much. It's time to start. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. You can write your questions in chat and we can discuss it further. If you want to ask me out loud, please, I think there is some technical possibility to do it with the help of Zoom. So just show me that you want to ask me something, and I will try to answer you. So, strategic analysis. With my master students, we started this topic last week, and now we are ready to continue. Please write in the chat plus if you're here and you can see me well. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you. So, first of all, we will speak about what is market analysis, what is strategic market analysis, and afterwards, we will choose together what kind of analysis we would like to explore. External, internal, competitors analysis, it's a lot of them. So today we will try to make research in some 3 kinds of analysis. First of all, what is market analysis and why is it so important for the development of company, for the development of business, and so on and so forth? Of course, we have rapidly changing competitive environment, and that's why we need always to analyze markets, to enter it, to implement new product, to create maybe some new collaboration. And market analysis helps us to have some insights and understanding in this changing world. Also, you know, now we live in really special time. This pandemic, this internationalization, changing of everything that is happening around. That's why we should always analyze market to just to be on the first place and so on. We need to analyze stakeholders' needs, wants, and expectations in order to design, deliver, and evaluate our market offerings in a way that would be expected and accepted by our target stakeholders, so we could estimate competitive advantage in our target domain. What do you think? As today is the birthday of Ural Federal University, I will ask, it will be our main example. That's why all the questions will be connected with it. So what do you think? Who are the main stakeholders of the Ural Federal University? Just to make this question easier, like it's big university, big federal university, a regional one, federal one. So I'm sorry, I have here my assistant, so she's participating a little bit. So you can answer in chat or you can answer in out loud. Okay, government, students, right? Teachers, of course. Maybe not just teachers and lecturers, but all persons who are working in Ural Federal University. Corporate partners, of course, yes. Who else? Who are connected with the URFU and its achievement? Yes, it's right, Employers, of course, yes. So all the persons connected with the Ural Federal Universities are stakeholders, most of all. And that's why thank you very much for your answers and for activity. So to understand needs, wants, and expectations of these stakeholders of the university, we need to make market analysis. What is strategic market analysis? We need to analyze these needs, wants, and expectations of our stakeholders to understand the main challenges, to explore the opportunities, and to find out the future competitive advantage. So the main thing for us is to understand our competitive advantage and how can we work with this competitive advantage to create some new program, to create some new product, and to make a collaboration, something like that. And here you can see, something like strategic market analysis, the main steps. Of course, first of all, we should ask, what is the work? What is the business? What kind of business do we have? As for today, we speak about university, about our birthday boy, I would say, birthday grandfather, speaking about 100 years. So what is the work business? For example, it's educational sphere, it's university. If we're talking about some fashion production, it's fashion. Then it's very important to understand what is the level of the business, just to understand the purpose of the strategic market analysis. What is the level of the business? Is it some newcomer? Is it startup? Or maybe, do you remember the graph that shows us the cycle, life cycle of the product, life cycle of the business? Like the beginning, and then development, mature, and then already and then already some maybe new tools should be entered. So is it mature or is it already declining business? What is the problem specified goal of the business? Why it was created? Is it important for people? Like, is it socially responsible? Next, it's already one of the main strategic analysis. What is the current resources position to achieve these goals? And we can use here one of the, I would say, analysis that everybody already knows and that helps us to analyze everything, but still we are really interested in this analysis because they can show really a lot of differences. SWOT and PEST analysis, for example, some physical, monetary, intellectual resources. Who is important for success? Key stakeholders. That's stakeholders that we were talking one slide ago. What are the key stakeholders' current needs and expectations? So what do they need? Why is it so important for them to participate in your business, in your activity, and so on? What is the myopia in current stakeholder communication? So is there some problem maybe? Maybe we don't understand something. Maybe we work together really for a long time and we already can see this problem. Important question is why and how stakeholder communication should be planned and implemented. And also strategic plan to develop stakeholder relationship to establish a competitive advantage. Always don't forget to evaluate the process to explore opportunities for enriched relationship and further competitive advantage. So as always, we firstly analyze, then plan, then implement, and after that, evaluate. And we start from the SWOT. Of course, I should ask you firstly how the acronym SWOT, what is inside the acronym SWOT, but I already changed my slide so you can see. I'm sure you already know, but so strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. SWOT is really popular. Yes, it's really popular analysis, but it's just one analysis that covers internal and external point. So please tell me, what do you think? Which part of SWOT analysis is external and which part is internal? Please answer out loud or write me into the chat. Which part of this table is external and which part of this table is internal? What do you think? Is it strengths or weaknesses or opportunities or threats, or maybe everything is external or internal? Strengths and weaknesses are internal, opportunities and threats are external. Thank you very much. Yes. Why is it like this? Because strengths and weaknesses, it's the things that are inside the company. So we can influence on them, we can develop them. What is about opportunities and threats? These are, of course, external, and we should try to use opportunities and we should try to avoid threats. So concerning strengths, why do I like this table? Because here is a lot of questions and they are absolutely right. while you're answering these questions, you can already make the analysis. First of all, concerning strengths, the main questions: what does your organization do better than others? It's that super 100% question that is like really easy, but it can show you very important issues. So what are your unique selling points? Unique selling points. What do your competitors and customers in your market perceive as your strength? What is your organization's competitive edge? What do you think? Can we, first of all, I will talk about weaknesses, and after that, I will ask questions. So weaknesses, what do other organizations do better than you? What elements of your business add little or no value? What do competitors and customers in your market perceive as your weakness? What do you think? Would it be effective to fill in this table with strengths and weaknesses just inside the company? Or maybe what can we do? What can we do else to do this table more effective, especially about strengths and weaknesses? How will we fill in this information? Ourselves, just company, or maybe some other people can help us? Once again, can we do it ourselves, or maybe it would be more effective if somebody will help us to fill in strengths and weaknesses? Okay. So I think it would be really more effective if in the process of filling information in strengths and weaknesses, you will make a competitor's analysis to understand also what do other organizations do better than you, and what is your organization's competitive edge. When you understand it, it will be more effective for you to fill in this information. Okay, concerning opportunities and threats, it's everything concerned external part. And you can see here also past analysis inside of SWOT. So what political, economical, social, cultural, or technological changes are taking place that could be favorable for you? So what is more important? Where there are currently gaps in the market or unfulfilled demand? When we're talking about threats, we are afraid of these gaps. But when we are talking about opportunities, we are trying to find this place where is the gap on the market to invest something there, to implement something there. What new innovation could your organization bring to the market? Concerning threats, what political, economic, social, cultural, or technological changes are taking place that could be unfavorable to you? So here we're trying to find this dead zone where we shouldn't go, or maybe we should cancel something and not working with it. What restraints do you face, and what is your competition doing that could negatively impact you? So again, really a lot of things are connected to the analysis of competitors. Today we will also talk about the analysis of competitors. Do you have any questions about this analysis? If you understood everything, and if you don't have questions, please write in the chat 1. Thank you very much. So here you can see the scheme of the macro environment. In this macro environment, we can see our potential competitors, buyer power, substitute supplier power, and rivalry inside. And outside, there is political and legal environment, technological environment, macroeconomic environment, demographic environment, and social environment. When you look at this scheme, can you see here some analysis maybe inside? Here is two different analyses. Can you see some of them? Okay, we have answer in chat. 5 forces, yes. 5 forces of Michael Porter, good. It's inside and outside. Political and legal, Porter's 5 forces model, yes, very good. And outside, this political and legal, past, yes, past or pastel analysis, absolutely right. And now I want you to choose our next analysis that we will look through. The first is past analysis, and the second is McKinsey 7S model. What do you want more? If you want to talk about past, please press 2. If you want to talk about 7S McKinsey metrics, press 3. S McKinsey metrics is the winner, like 100% winner. Okay, thank you very much. Now I will try to switch it on from this slide. Okay. And this is 7S McKinsey metrics. And the main thing that it is connected. Okay, yes, thank you. It is connected most of all with the hard skills and soft skills. Here you can see that hard skills is structure Y7S, first of all, because you can see here 7 elements and they're all starting from the S, 7S matrix, and they are all interconnected. But when we are talking about hard skills, we should talk about strategy, structure, and system. When we talk about soft skills, we talk about skills, shared values, style, and stuff. So talking about hard skills, sometimes it's not sometimes, but all the time, it's easier to define or identify and management them. It's strategy statements, organization charts, reporting lines, formal processes, IT systems. So hard elements, we can see them, we can feel them, and we can write a business plan, we can write strategy, we can understand it for sure. Soft elements, on the other hand, can be more difficult to describe. They are really less tangible and more influenced by culture. However, these soft elements are very important. Sometimes I would say soft elements are more important than hard elements. What do you think from your experience that you have now? What is more important for company? Development of the hard elements or soft elements? Maybe you have examples. Why hard?
May I say like this?
Yes, yes, of course, of course.
I guess the hard one, because when you do something and you want to be sure in something, you usually do the thing that is better in average. And the hard elements, as it is written, they're easier to define or identify. Therefore, it's easier to work with them. So if you're a clever person, usually I guess you will pay more attention to the things that brings you more and more often.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's easier to work with them, and I think to add your opinion, without strategy of the company, we can't develop some soft skills of people because without strategy and without system, maybe we don't need it. Okay, thank you. Both hard and soft elements for profit and wealth maximization. Okay, thank you. Yes, it's important also. Okay, thank you very much for your opinion. Okay, and now we will talk a little bit about each of these points, each of these things. So concerning strategy, each of these elements has checklist of questions that you can ask, and trying to define them, you will understand your problems maybe, or you will better formulate this information for you. So once again, strategy, the plan devised to maintain and build competitive advantage over the competition, over your competitors. Checklist questions. So what is our strategy? For example, we are not a new company, but we are just company in the mature stage, and we want to develop it. We want maybe make restructurization or something. How do we intend to achieve our objective? How do we deal with the competitive pressure? Don't forget about competitors analysis that we had before, that we will have later. How are changes in customer demands dealt with? How is strategy adjusted for environmental issues? If something is changing around us in our environment, will we do something or no difference? Structure, the way the organization is structured and who reports to whom. So this organizational structure, this big scheme where it's written who is aware of something and who is the most important person in the company, who make all decisions and so on. Checklist question. How is the company team divided? For me, it's extremely important question because this element, soft skills really depend on this element. Is there some team in the company? What is the hierarchy? How do the various departments coordinate activities and how do they mix with each other? How they cooperate with each other? Because it's really a big problem in company when, for example, bookkeeping office and some financial office that are different. So bookkeeping is for paying money and financial is for making contracts and so on. When they don't work together and they are competitors, it's really a problem. How do the team members organize and align themselves? Is decision making and controlling centralized or decentralized? What we are doing in this case? What do you think? In which companies it's better to make centralized controlling and in which decentralized? For example, one company is School of Dances, absolutely different dances, just school where some teachers, lecturers, dancers teach you to dance. And bank. Once again, we have dance school and we have bank. Where should we have centralized decision system and controlling system, and where we could have decentralized? Maria, thank you. Why? You can tell it out loud.
I
So
think
probably will be easier to control in school, like if it's centralized, and in bank, it probably connect more institutions, maybe.
to add to what she
Mhm.
said, if we use a decentralized system in the bank, it will avoid a lot of bureaucracy. So I think decentralized system is better for banks, why centralized system is better for school.
Okay, so the same opinion, yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Some other opinions? Okay. Of course, ideal situation is like this, but when somebody from this chat create some bank, I will ask you to do this. It's right, but it's nowadays we don't have it, and it's a problem. Okay, where are the lines of communication, explicit or implicit? Systems, the daily activities and procedures that staff members engage in to get the job done. And checklist of questions. So what are the main systems that run the organization? It should be some central system that is inside. And you can find there all information. For example, 1C that we have really popular in Russia. Consider financial and HR systems as well as communications and document storage. Where are the controls and how are they monitored and evaluated? And what internal rules and processes does the team use to keep on track? So system is really connected to the corporate culture. and system is really connected to some information system, most of all. And now we are moving to the soft skills. First of all, shared values. Some superordinate goals when the model was first development, some core values of the company, and some general work ethics and so on. Checklist questions. What are the core values of the company? What is the corporate culture? And how strong are the values? And what are the fundamental values that the company was built on? What do you think? Which core values can we have in some company? Maybe do you have examples, maybe from your experience or from some cinema, from movies, from books?
I will give example of Apple products. Apple as a company, their core value is quality product. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Interesting. Some other opinions, please? Oops. The style of leadership adopted. So how participative is the management leadership style? Of course, how effective is that leadership style? Do employees, team members tend to be competitive or cooperative? Are there real teams functioning within the organization, or are they just nominal groups? In my opinion, it's really important to have team because sometimes we can work just with the backup office, with people in your team, and when this team is cooperative, and it's not just a nominal group, it's a real team. Staff, the employees and their general capabilities. So what positions or specializations are represented within the team? What positions need to be filled? Maybe there are some persons who you need to hire, to recruit. Are there gaps in required competencies? Maybe you need some additional department to open. Skills, the actual skills and competences of the employees working for the company. And checklist, what are the strongest skills represented within the company team? Are there any skills gaps? What is the company known for doing well? And do the current employees, team members have the ability to do the job? Also, how are skills monitored and assessed? Because of course, without monitoring, somebody can tell you that he or she is speaking maybe some extra language and you can't check it. When starting 7S metrics, it's better to start with shared values. Firstly, to find out which shared values do you have in your company, and are they consistent with your structure, strategy, and systems? If not, what do you need to change? So you're looking your shared values and all hard elements. And then look at the hard elements without shared values. How well does each one support the others? And maybe you need to make some changes. Of course, structure, strategy, and system should work together and support each other, and they will be more effective this way. Next, you should look at other soft elements. Do they support the desired hard elements? Do they support one another? And what do you need to change? And afterwards, you can analyze all elements together. So after you can see them written on the paper or on the computer or somewhere, you can see them and analyze once again, reanalyze the impact other elements and their alignment. Do you have, if you understood 7S McKinsey metrics, please press 4 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, please press 4. If you have some questions, feel free to ask me. Okay, thank you very much. It was really big internal analysis, and I wanted once again to give you the possibility to choose, would we talk about RISA analysis or value chain analysis? But okay, I will find it here. So if you want to study RISA analysis, it's a short internal analysis. Please press 5. If you want to analyze and to study value chain analysis, please press 6. Okay, competitors we have 5. RISA is a winner now. Somebody else, please. 5. Okay, RISA is a winner for this day. Okay, number 5, RISA analysis is a winner. And but my master students understand that anyway, they will meet value chain analysis in any case, just next Monday. Okay. So RISA analysis, it's really short analysis connected to the internal part, to our internal analysis. And it's value, rareness, immutability, substitutability, and appropriable. As you can see, it's acronym. RISA is acronym for these words. And we have questions and that we need to answer, and we will understand what does it mean, this Vrisa analysis for our company. It could be one sentence, it could be 5 sentences. You just can write we answer, our answer, and so on and so forth. So value, how effective is the resource or resources used to create customer value? So you need to make a really strong research about this information, about value of your resources. Rareness, how rare are the resources that contribute the most to customer value? Is it rare? Or maybe you can meet it everywhere in your city, in the internet, in applications, and so on. Imitability, how easy is to be imitated? Can this resource be copied? Is it legally protected? Is it a product of historical circumstances? Is it difficult to define? Is it built on previous success? So maybe such a product was already created, but now it's not so popular, and you want to create a copy of this product and show it to the world like a new one. Sometimes it's a good idea. Substitutability, can it be easily substituted? Or can other resources be developed to compete in different areas? So does your product has substitutes? And appropriability, is it appropriate? Can a competitor take the resource? Or record the resource, or steal the resource? So this is all analysis, Vrisa. It's a really short one, but it shows us a lot of things about value of the company, value of the product. And of course, analysis of competitors. Competitors' future strategy. 4 corners analysis to understand the competitors. And here you can see 4 points that we have. With the help of this analysis, we can, sorry for tautology, but we can analyze all our competitors, and it can help us to create new products. It can help us to understand which problems has our competitor and which problems we can skip while already knowing that they have such a problem. There is 2 different lines. The first one is motivation and the second is action. So concerning motivation, we have drivers and management assumptions. Concerning actions, we have current strategy and capabilities. So starting from the motivation, from the drivers, it's the most convenient way to do this analysis is to create the same table like here, 4 blocks. As for drivers, financial goals, what kind of financial goals do our company has? Corporate culture, what kind of corporate culture? Maybe we can have some examples of the system of leadership inside of corporate culture. Maybe we can use the name. Organizational structure, leadership team backgrounds, external constraints, and business philosophy. As you can see here, that after making 7S McKinsey metrics, we can use a lot of things from 7S McKinsey and implement it into the competitor's future strategy of also of Michael Porter. Management assumptions, company's perceptions of its strengths and weaknesses, hello SWOT analysis, like cultural traits, organization values, perceived industry forces, and belief about competitors' goals. When we are moving to the action, current strategy, so how the business creates value, where the business is choosing to invest, relationships and networks the business has developed. Its current strategy, what do we have right now? What do our competitors have right now? And capabilities, marketing skills, ability to service channels, skills and training to workforce, some patents, licenses, copyrights, financial strength, and leadership qualities of CEO. Okay, and now I want you to practice a little bit. And for example, to something in chat. How does it work? One way or two way or continuous circular process? So if we have questions here, we will practice with this analysis. How does it work? We take this table with 4 points and we think about our competitors and we make this table for ourselves to understand and for our competitors. We make competitors analysis and we understand with the help of this table some interesting points about other company, some current strategies, some capabilities, maybe some marketing skills, some types of strategy that we could copy maybe, or maybe something that was copied from our company. Left side that is talking about motivation. It's our resources, our services, everything that helps us to develop our strategy. And actions, right part, helps us to show how can we move, so how can we implement our strategy and work with it. So it's already action. Motivation, it's like preparation. Action, it's like already acting. So, and now I want you together with me to make this competitors analysis. We can choose not maybe all, but drivers and current strategy. Our company will be our example for today. It will be our Ural Federal University. That is our, that we all know. So I'm waiting for your activity, for your answers, please. You can answer out loud or you can write in chat. So, starting from the motivation, financial goals. It's a question that we need to find somewhere. So, corporate culture. What do you think? What kind of corporate culture do the Ural Federal University has? Any opinions?
Possibly drive for research excellence.
Sorry, once again.
Possibly drive for research excellence, academic and research excellence.
Yes, yes, of course. But I would say that it's already something like an aim. And concerning corporate culture, we can add maybe some symbols, maybe something about leadership, right? Of course, research is very important, especially in the development of the university, federal university. What kind of corporate culture? What do you think? Master students, come on. We had topic of corporate culture last week. Okay, maybe somebody wants to tell not answer my question, but to tell something for the drivers or current strategy. Are you here? Can you hear me? Please press 7 if you can hear me, and just maybe Cheyenne. Cheyenne. Okay, so concerning corporate culture, it's really hard question because of course we need make additional analysis for the university, but what can we tell that we have some special symbols and we have special system of leadership. So leadership team background is in university, it's special top management, and there is also special organizational culture, institutes, administrative departments inside, external constraints, business philosophy. It's mostly not like business philosophy, but of course, universities nowadays, it's a little bit of transnational corporation. And we can talk that, of course, most of students are paying to study there, and that's why it's already a business. And there is scientific things that are happening that we can earn money or in creating some grants, winning some grants, becoming also receiving some money from the government and so on and so forth, participating in programs. Do you have some question?
I wanted to answer to the question, participate to the question about corporate culture.
Yes, good. Thank you. Come on.
Yeah. For me, I think corporate culture encompasses the behavior, um, the behavior that puts in place, the behavior that contribute to the growth of the structure. That is, when I talk about behavior, the way people are treated, but people from different places, called diversity, that encompasses the growth and affect the unique social development of the business. Because I don't think people won't go to. I'm taking the example of I used to watch one documentary in the US where we have people creating some kind of simulation, people creating white banks, you have black banks, and that doesn't help to show to corporate culture of businesses. If there's no diversity, if there's some kind of discrimination on the rest.
Okay, thank you. It's very important. Diversity, tolerance, and all this kind of questions. Of course, it's important. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. What can we? Important question to all companies that we have now on the market and where we work and universities and so on. Of course, there are problems and sometimes company fails. Why does it happen and how can we stop it? This slide is about it. Firstly, what can go wrong? And first of all, it's inertia. For example, company was created 20 years ago, and at that year, 20 years ago, top management of the company made SWOT analysis, pest analysis, maybe 7S McKinsey, competitors analysis. And that was just one time when they did it. Not every year, not every 5 years, just one time 20 years ago. It means inertia, that company is developed with the help of inertia. Next point, prior strategic commitments. It should be always changing. It should be changing because of the circumstances. I'm sorry, and because of changing the time, and so on and so forth. And the next point is Icarus Paradox. I think you all read this myth of the antique Greece. Do you remember it?
Maybe I can answer. So,
yes, please. I will be happy.
If you make your dreams, how to say it, impossible, inevitably, you will fail. And in this myth, he not just failed, he died. So basically, it's kind of total fail.
Of course. So you should prepare. You should more prepare for your dreams and for your aims. You should be absolutely prepared, and you should check your strategy. Thank you very much, Alexander. You should check your strategy. You should check these all steps before implementation, after implementation, and so on. So how to avoid this failure and sustain competitive advantage? First of all, to focus on the building blocks of competitive advantage. As you remember, in all the previous analysis that we were studying today, that we saw today, always there were information about competitive advantage. You should understand what is your competitive advantage. It's thousands of shops with electronics, thousands of shops with computers. And if you want to sell phones or computers or something, you should have this competitive advantage. Next, institute continuous improvement and learning. 21st century, it's a lifelong learning cycle. Everybody's learning, everybody's trying to think about something new. And the same thing is happening to the companies. Track best industrial practice and use benchmarking. Your benchmarks maybe create something new and you can analyze it and you can adopt it. So you should find out the best industrial practices that you can see on the market. Maybe not in your sphere, maybe not just in your sphere, maybe somewhere else. Maybe they created some market solutions that could be also good for your company. And overcome inertia. It's really, really important moment. There is no development by inertia. Just first year, maybe first year and a half. After that, you need to create something new and implement it and control it, and from the very, very beginning. So this is all I wanted to tell you about different market analysis. I'm now talking to our external participants, not to master students that are now on course market strategic analysis. Of course, it's really a lot of different strategic analysis, but we can learn it during one lecture. That's why we will now stop. Thank you very much for being here. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in chat. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, dear participants, if there are no more questions, thank you for participating, and I will repeat the link for feedback. Please fill in the feedback form to get a certificate if you'd like a certificate of attendance. Here it is.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
And thank you,
thank you
for taking part in our Intellectures project.
Thanks. I will ask my students of master degree to stay here.
Yes, and we can say goodbye to the external participants.
Yes.
It was very nice to see you, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much for coming.
See you tomorrow on our next lecture by Alberto Ferraris.